John was a chameleon, both visually and emotionally. His moods would change, sometimes his attitudes or his feelings. But the one allegiance he had was to his personal truth. So it was okay to feel one way about the Maharishi in 1 month and to have a completely different feeling 4 months later. The consistency was he would tell you. He would tell you if he felt betrayed by somebody. He would express his anger. He would talk about love and peace, and he would get angry and uptight as well. So although he might change opinions or express a different point of view, the common thread that linked the 2 points of view was John Lennon speaking the truth, his personal truth. Not necessarily trying to convince you that his truth was better. He always said we all shine on. He always said that you can be a rock and roll star, It was not necessary for you to believe what he believed. It was absolutely important for you to understand what he was expressing. And he became enormously frustrated if his words were modified or altered in any way. John once told me that he was famous when he was 15 or 16 years old. He'd walk down the streets of Liverpool and people would know who he is. And he formed his band, and the band was famous. So the only thing that happened, Elliot, was it grew. Just more people became aware of the fact that we were famous. For me, it was always the same thing. So if there were 1,000 people screaming or asking for your autograph or wanting to talk to you for some reason, or 20 million, we're just talking about numbers, but the essence is the same. He tried to find his truth independent of the external influences. He knew that the truth had nothing to do with show business. I mean, that he knew. He tried it all. He did a song called God. God is a concept by which we measure our pain. I don't believe in. And he lists 8 or 9 or 11 different entities, from Kennedy to I Ching to Buddha to Elvis, and it ends with Beatles. These are all the things that he did not believe in, he wrote, in God. I felt that he believed in all of them. And the chameleon experience, the evolving experience, it had nothing to do with not believing. It had to do with the ability to release his connection to them. So if you looked in his bedroom at his bookshelves and the books that were at his night table, they would all be about those subjects that he wrote about in God. And he loved reading about various religions and stuff. And of course he loved Elvis. And of course he loved Dylan. And all of those entities. It was one of our disagreements once when I said to him, when the song came out, I said, gee, I kind of have the feeling that you're a believer in all of that. And it really should read, I believe in. And it was not one of our best evenings. I think he looked at me and said, next time out, you write the song. He looked at primal scream therapy as yet another device to get closer to who he was and what he was about. I got the impression it wasn't any greater or less than all the other areas that he explored. John was never married to a point of view when it came to self-discovery. And ultimately would record a song called Whatever Gets You Through the Night. And that's what he believed in.